welcome back to another Reddit read. And this one is titled, "For telling my coworker her kids are none of my business." It's already labelled as not the a-hole. School holidays are coming up and I have a coworker panicking, as she left it too late to book vacation slots. My company had a rule where no more than 3 workers can leave at the same time for vacation. I already filled in my vacation slot months ago, as I haven't taken any in nearly a year. I'm single and unmarried and in my 30s. Company HR told my coworker that our only way to get her vacation is to get one of us who'd already had our vacation time approved to trade with her. And considering out of the 3 of us whose vacations were approved, I am the only female. Guess who my coworker approached for the trade? She tried explaining, gently at first, that her kids, 6 and 4 years of age apparently, were really looking forward to going to Disneyland, and that everything is already booked. Okay, the moment you booked it, you should have requested the time off. I'm assuming you've waited till the last minute. Potentially. If I give up my vacation spot to her, I told her no, as I too had already had my vacation booked. It's a solo vacation, but I'm not about to tell her that. She got real pushy and kept on trying to insist I give her my vacation spot, saying my kids would be disappointed. I blew up at her after the 4th or 5th time, telling her that her kids being disappointed is none of my business. I didn't exactly keep my voice down, so at least half the office heard. My coworker turned red and left. One of my coworkers, 25 male, who sat at my side, who had heard the entire conversation, later told me that while he gets where I'm coming from, I could have been a lot gentler, and I didn't get how hard mothers get it. I'm going to say 50-50. My first impression is you're not the a-hole for rejecting her, because you've obviously planned this far enough in ahead. Valid. You don't have to give up your vacation time or trade just because somebody's last minute planning their kid's holiday. No. But blowing up at someone and being loud, that's the main part. Not really good. Yes, completely understand. It's very, very annoying the fact that they couldn't take no for an answer and they kept telling you, 4 or 5 times, and then trying to guilt trip you. Oh, my kids will be disappointed. But you definitely should have been firmer, but not loud. I think. If they had kept going, maybe after that, after you've just looked them dead in the eyes and been like, I said no, then maybe blow up at them. But overall, I'm gonna say not the a-hole, because if you're booking a holiday, now to be fair, I don't know how far in advance this woman has tried to book her holiday or whatever, so we don't really have a timeline. So if it's the situation of just pure bad luck, that she booked it and then the next day requested the time off, just pure bad luck, that's kind of unfortunate for the mum. But if this was a situation that she booked the holiday and then decided to wait a while before requesting the time off, odd. You know? Did it say a timeline, when it was coming up? Oh, it's just the school holidays are coming up. As she left it too late to book vacation slots. So it does kind of sound like they booked the holiday in advance, but they've left it late booking their vacation slots from work for some reason. So in that scenario, I'm going to say completely not on you. If I was booking a holiday, I would instantly the next day go to work and be like, these days please. Or actually, what my partner did when we went to Florida last year, we gave some dates that we were kind of looking at for my partner about a year in advance. We always book, I think you can only do 11 months in advance. We always book the maximum amount in advance that we can, because it's such a big holiday. So we had some dates that we threw to my partner, go check with work, see if anybody's booked anything off first, to make sure that he could, and he could. So we booked it, and then we were like, right, take these days and book them off straight away, 11 months in advance. So, like, if I was booking a holiday, I'd be going straight and I'd be like, these ones, please. Like, even if the holiday was 11 months later, please. So, and I do not like the fact that they were trying to guilt trip them by using their kids' disappointment. That's no. That's not a good play. Like, no. You being late in booking your vacation days is your fault, not your co-workers, like them who's written post, and them trying to use their kids' disappointment as a guilt trip. No, I'm glad that you stood your ground, but you probably could have been a bit more firmer with a lower voice. It's about the only thing I'm gonna say. Not the a-hole, I'm also child-free by choice and arrange my vacations very early to make sure they are approved. Her inability to manage her life is not your problem to fix. Also, who makes reservations for a vacation before they have the time approved off? Coworker sucks, enjoy your vacay. But yeah, solo travel is just as valid as family travel, and supports local economies in a way that family business does not. As someone whose work depends on travel and hospitality, this is a huge thing actually. I guess the other two co-workers had told her no, and she took that as their final answer. She needs to give you the same respect. From what I know, she didn't even ask them, as both of them are men. I work in the creative industry, and while the two guys are very nice people, they're full of tattoos, so my co-worker likely is too intimidated to even ask. It's a bit of an odd one. Interesting. Not the a-hole, your co-workers obviously don't get what it's like to be a child-free woman and thus expected to alter your plans and twist yourself into a pretzel to please kids you've never met and adults who can't plan ahead. I wonder why your 25 male co-worker didn't volunteer to give up his vacation spot. He's not one of those that applied for the vacation. Oh, okay. He was still wrong for piping in. You had every right to snap at that woman. When you tell someone no, it means no. It doesn't mean keep pestering until you get your way. Seems mum peer and male peer don't get that concept. Yeah. Not the a-hole, but you need to get ahead of this. Go to HR. Mums have it hard, single females have it hard, fathers have it hard, life is hard. No is a complete sentence. These are common sense things, but using it to guilt and shame you to give up a spot is bully tactic. Yeah, I do agree with that. Like, trying to guilt trip someone? No. I don't think HR is gonna give a crap though, because HR is the one that told them to go harass a coworker, basically. Not the a-hole. I get the parents are limited in when they can take their kids on holidays and have childcare, etc. to manage, but she should have been more organised and booked the dates earlier. You should not be expected to cancel or rearrange your holiday because she failed to plan properly. Yeah, that's true. Parents know when the children are out of school. Parents' lack of planning is not the co-worker's emergency. Yeah, that's true. At least with my schools, they gave you the holidays for the full year. Like, you knew exactly when the holidays were coming because at the beginning of every year we got like a thing saying exactly when our school holidays were, or it was on the website. I don't know where it is in other parts of the world and stuff, but like it's easy to Google what my school holidays were anyway. Not the a-hole. I have kids, and if I were in this situation I'd probably ask once, and if it was a no I'd move on. Her lack of planning is not your responsibility to fix. Yes, being a mother is hard, but it's a decision we all decided to make for ourselves, and we need to deal with the consequences of our actions. True. I also don't think you're the A for the way you snapped her. She deserved it, and if she's embarrassed, that's on her. She shouldn't have behaved that way she did. Your holiday is no less important just because you don't have kids. I like that. Respectful. The thing, depending on what it was, like if it was me booking a holiday, and for some reason I was late in asking for time off, and it was already taken up, I wouldn't even ask. Like, it's already been thingied. If it was like a last minute doctor's appointment type deal, because sometimes for most or some of my doctor's appointments I only get to know about them about 1 or 2 weeks ahead of time, so something like that I would probably ask. But if obviously that other person's booked a holiday, I can't do anything about that, because if it's that close as well, you're gonna lose money if you like move it or cancel it and stuff. So I just have to call up and be like, I can't take that time off. I'm gonna need a different time, you know. So I think there'd be certain situations where I would ask and certain situations where I wouldn't. But yeah. But there we go. That is another Reddit read story. So what are your thoughts and opinions on this one? As always, I hope you have enjoyed watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.